Ghana is one of West Africa's most developed and stable democracies. In part two of our conversation with the U.S. Ambassador to Ghana, Ghana Teitelbaum, we discussed the challenges and opportunities for foreign investors in Ghana.
I think anyone can always find ways in which anything can theoretically be improved or be done better. But we think that the Ghanaians are doing a very, very fine job overall. And as I said, the most important thing, of course, is that the government of Ghana has to be responsive to its own people. Ghanaian politicians have to be responsive to their constituents. So the areas for improvement and the specifics there are really something for Ghanaian voters to be making clear to their government officials.
Yeah. Now let me go to something you said sometime last year. You did address a group of people in Washington, D.C. There was this roundtable on partnerships in power, the case for investing in Ghana's power sector. You said there are some challenges that an incoming U.S. investor may be facing, but those challenges actually do present opportunities and even rewards later. Can you share with us what are some of these challenges that a U.S. investor may face when going to Ghana?
Sure. You know, I think if you look at a lot of the international ratings, like the ease of doing business rankings, for example, Ghana has actually seen some substantial strides over the years, but it still doesn't rank at the very top. And I think that in terms of the bureaucracy of getting a business started, in terms of a lot of little issues of starting up a business, sometimes it can be anything from understanding the process to getting the paperwork done for visas and permitting and things like that. There's always room for improvement there. And as I said, Ghana is showing some, but it's still definitely a place where you have to make more efforts than a lot of businesses might have to make in some other countries.
Yes. Mr. Ambassador, the government of Atta Mills has actually said that it's making some administrative changes in order to prevent further government corruption, where there have been accusations, and even strengthen organizations that investigate and prosecute corruption. Is the U.S. in any way helping this government to deal with those issues?
Well, you know, I think we have a strong relationship with the government of Ghana and have for many years on rule of law and law enforcement issues, working with police, working with government on government accountability issues in general. So yes, some of those are not necessarily specifically called anti-corruption initiatives, but I think my own belief is that working on general rule of law issues applies, you know, across the board, including to corruption. And for example, many things like we have a Treasury advisor working with the government of Ghana to help implement a new financial management information system and the GIFMIS system, for example. We're not the only partner working with the government of Ghana on this, but the more accurate information you have, the more transparency you have in accounting systems, I think clearly the more improvement you'll see on issues like corruption.
Finally, Mr. Ambassador, is there something you could tell us about the U.S.-Ghana relationship and something about Ghana that we probably haven't talked about or we may not know at this point?
Well, you know, I don't know that there's a whole lot that's not known. I think Ghana's got a great story to tell, an extremely positive one, but I think that people sometimes miss the details of the tremendous strides that have been made. I mentioned the idea of Ghana as arguably the finest democracy on the continent. I would also point out my understanding is that Ghana is one of the leading nations of the world in poverty reduction. Ghana now has the highest life expectancy in sub-Saharan Africa at, I believe, 64 years. There's a whole litany of successes that Ghanaians have made over the years because they've been working together to improve their country, and I think these are great success stories that we, as the U.S. government and the American people, and among a lot of other partners, are really excited to be a part of.
Our thanks to Ghana Teitelbaum, the U.S. Ambassador to Ghana, for speaking with us on In Focus.